How you doing? It's Dan McDonald from regenerate-your-life.org, and today's video is titled How to Remove Mucus from Your Body. I made a video titled that about 4 years ago, and since that time my knowledge has increased dramatically. So I'd like to share with you a recipe that'll help you to remove the mucus in your body. The lymphatic system gets backed up from excessive amounts of cooked dairy, grains, as well as high heated fats and oils. And if you want to dissolve some of that mucus, get your cellular respiration back up, eliminate allergies, get rid of the headaches and the congestion and the asthma and the arthritis, you're going to want to try some of these citrus fruits here. A very special little tonic today that I'm putting together, okay? Remember, fruits help to dissolve the mucus in the body. So if you have gotten a cold or you're got the flu or you're backed up or congested, you don't want to eat heavy, high protein, high fat foods. You want to have high levels of hydration, as well as using these organic citrus fruits to dissolve the mucus. Now these citrus fruits here are solvents, okay? The citric acid will help to cut and dissolve and help to wash out and flush out that mucus. Mostly it's best to come out through the urine. And when you have these tonics like this, you're going to dissolve the mucus and it's going to come out as sediment through the urine. It may take a few days for you to get rid of that cold, unless you're still stacking on more cooked grains or cooked dairy, making it impossible. That's why in today's modern world, oh, you're sick, you need to eat more. That's wrong. Trust me, I know through the process of fasting and raw foods that energy does not come from food. Food is more of a stimulant. And if you eat excessively, you'll clog up the body. You will clog up the energy flow in that way. You want to have nice thin blood that carries a lot of oxygen. You want to have a nice fluid lymphatic system so that your immune system and immune response is very high. Okay, so I'll get straight into it today. I've got grapefruit, lemon, and orange, one of each. Okay, the lemon is the master toner. Okay, it will dissolve very powerfully, but it also has a tonifying effect. The orange is sweeter and provides much more energy, where the grapefruit is like right in the middle. So really, grapefruits is one of my favorite foods in the sense that when I make that juice, you have that tonifying, that dissolving, as well as energizing effect. Orange juice is much more energizing, and I do drink a lot of orange juice. I do also drink a lot of lemons because this is like a medicine. But these citrus fruits combined together create a nice combination of that dissolving type property. Okay, and that's what you're trying to get into, is just really trying to dissolve the mucus. Mucus-less foods are fruits, vegetables, and untoasted nuts and seeds. Toasted nuts and seeds, though, will leave a lot of metabolic residue, and eventually, over time, the mucus just builds up from the high, heavy cooked foods, bad food combinations, high heated foods. Okay, so these raw living foods, fruits and vegetables, what I've been saying for years, and I know from my own experience that I'm talking about like just keeping it clean, becoming more refined, getting more energized, more mentally clear, and really tapping into that clarity that comes when you get control of your diet and you utilize the foods that are ordained for the human organism, that are filled with energy, filled with water, filled with minerals, and filled with antioxidants. Look at these beautiful colors. Do you want to be that or some kind of gray, mushy mix-up? You know what I mean? There's a lot of mushy mix-up, and then there's digestive problems, and there's overweight, and there's diabetes, and the pancreas shuts down, and the kidneys get backed up, and the liver gets clogged up, and the lungs get saturated with mucus, and the lymphatic system is all congested, and the communication becomes an issue, and the glands begin to slow down. The minerals are not being delivered to the hair, the teeth, the eyes. And so you can either grow younger and more energized and more clear and more flexible and younger and healthier and more radiant and more mentally clear, or you can go down the road, which I feel like the vast majority of human beings are doing. Either they're going into a state of decrepitude or they're living in a state of mediocrity, when I would always want to encourage you, as I do for my own self, to tap into your human potential and maximize that when it comes to health, relationships, finances, and any other area of your life you want to master. If you're not mastering yourself, you're just in a state of mediocrity, and life is not as invigorating. There's nothing like mastering yourself. That is true power, true satisfaction, and no amount of money, adulation, plaques on the wall, people screaming your name, it doesn't mean anything. But when you transcend your own barriers, when you break through your own limitations that you picked up in childhood or from society, and you can move through those, that's satisfaction. That is food for your soul. And that's the type of thing I want to consider for you to consider, and also to share that type of philosophy with you today, because it means the world to me to continue to grow and evolve and expand into my biggest and brightest and best self. And that's really the underlying message here with this. But sometimes we get sick, we get clogged up, we eat too much, and we get backed up, and we need some of these tonics here to help us move along, okay? Because a lot of people do not know this. A lot of people don't know about the raw foods. And I will tell you, raw foods is where it's at. Living foods, fresh, wild, natural, wholesome foods in simple combinations, easily digestible. You know, there's nothing like taking some lettuce or some spinach and just wrapping up some soaked almonds and just eating that. Just plain, simple, powerful, easily digestible stuff, where you get a lot of nutrient density is what I'm looking for here. So I want to encourage a real balance. I've found that over the years, the best way for me to succeed and be healthy, happy, and balanced is a really balanced diet. Now for me, that might be different, because some people want to convince you that you need meat and that you need animal protein, but it's not true, okay? I thrive with no animal protein myself, and I find that I get a lot of amino acids from soaked nuts and seeds. But if you get an education, you can really do a lot with your life to eat clean, simple foods. That way you can keep your body nice and clear. That will help in turn keep the mind clear, because the colon is intimately connected to the mind, to the brain, the nerves. And when the colon is backed up with excessive putrefaction, rancidification, fermentation, fermenting carbs, rancid fats, and putrefying proteins, and those foods that are putrefying, they'll leave gases, they'll irritate the nerves, which will irritate the brain, leaving you unable to focus on your goals, on your visions, on your dreams, and to be able to be receptive to that higher energy, that knowledge that wants to come inside of you and guide you and direct you to the highest levels of consciousness that you can personally get to in this life. And so, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. It's body, it's mind, it's spirit, it's harmony with the body, love in the heart, and peace in the mind. And it's a process. It's a divine process of refinement, you know, and I really enjoy the process of refinement, and I'm glad I have a chance to share it with you, because I want to see you. I'm just excited about this, and I'm excited about this, and the more I teach it, the more I get to live it. And that refinement process, like I said, there's no amount of money in the world that can give you that sense of, I'm the miracle man. You know, I am really making this happen. I dreamed these dreams years ago. Mastery can take 10, 20, 30 years. I hear of people talking about, I went on the raw food diet for 6 months. It didn't work for me. I didn't feel good. Well, you just got started on the process of removing all the gunk and junk and drugs and Tylenol and caffeine and coffee and sugar, and all the mucus that was hardened began to dissolve from the high water fruits and vegetables and the fiber, and things started to move, and then you started to not feel so good because you didn't know about the colonics, and you didn't know about the enzymes, and you didn't know about the stretching and the breath work and the hot and cold therapy and all the other tricks that you need to move this thing along that they don't teach you in school. You got to come here to the Life Regenerator channel and get educated. You know, and then you can do all kinds of stuff with the body, take it to a whole nother level. So that's just one particular style. You can do a couple of grapefruits if you want. Now here with the water, what you're getting is a much more profound cleansing effect. If you were to have sole orange juice by itself or grapefruit juice by itself, and believe it or not, I've drank 16 ounces of lemon juice by itself before too, which is also quite powerful. It's more building, more energizing, and more concentrated. When you add the water there, what you'll get is much more of a high cleansing effect, getting that mucus to dissolve with the citric acids, and then with the water here, it'll flush it out the kidneys. But this isn't just a one-time shot. If you're having mucus issues, you're going to want to do a couple of these a day, and then maybe a very low-fat, raw-fat meal at night. If you really wanted to accelerate it and do some kind of juice fasting, you could fast on this for a few days and really cut through a lot of mucus, flush it out, get it out of you, and then your respiration will come back and you'll be able to breathe again. The headache will go away, the flu, the fever, etc. Okay, so there you go, how to remove mucus from your body. Epic. Another thing that's really good when you are saturated with mucus, you can drink the tonic here and you take a nice hot bath and you really cook it, expand everything and get these citric acids deep into the blood vessels. You'll get it pumping through the blood, and as you get hot, that'll expand all the blood vessels, expand the lymphatic system, and then you can then after that you can take a cold dip. Some people don't like it. I love it. I go out here to this pool and it is like almost ice. And so I go in the hot, expand everything, and then go into the cold and it squeezes. It'll squeeze out all that mucus. Hot, cold, hot, cold. I do it 3 times. And it's very therapeutic. Okay, so that's another thing. Massage is very helpful. Another thing that's actually helpful are the enzymes to help break up the excess proteins, the excess fats, and the excess carbs in your body and your lymphatic system and in your blood that are causing you to have that backup, the congestion. High water, mineral rich, you know, foods that are ripe and nutrient rich. You want minerals, you want vitamins, you want enzymes, cofactors, so that you can have everything is synergistic. And when one thing is kind of lacking, then that you can't have that reaction in the body. So you want to have a very nice, well-rounded diet with fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, herbs, soaked nuts and seeds, healthy fats like avocados and coconuts to lubricate and keep the brain healthy with the vitamin E. And you can really do yourself well if you continue on this path. You can become a master. You can become the master of your ship. And when the body is when you've finally gotten your eating habits balanced and stabilized, then you can begin to do the beautiful work. The inner engineering, the regeneration of the mind, and the purification of the heart. And there is no level that you cannot go to in this life for yourself, because it is true that it is infinite potential. That's what you are. And if you begin that process now of mastering yourself, creating habits that build life and energy and strength and power, you'll be glad you did. It won't be a waste of your time. Persistence and patience and dedication and devotion to whatever it is that you're putting your hands on. That's power. And that's how you produce miracles, is by sticking to it. Staying in the game. Even when it going gets tough and no one understands why you do what you do, you keep doing what you do because you know. And you know that you know. And you'll get where you're going. And it's going to be a beautiful thing, because there ain't no amount of money in the world or anything that can match up to you watching yourself grow. And that satisfaction of mastering that old you and becoming the new you, that new and improved, regenerated version of yourself. That's beauty. That's power. That's life. Amen. Thanks for giving this video a thumbs up and leaving a comment down below. And come back tomorrow for some more vids. You know what I mean? Thank you. Peace.